If episode 8 of Dutton Ranch proved anything, it's that the Jackson family isn't just falling apart, they're heading straight toward a war that could destroy everything they've built. Beulah Jackson may have survived her heart attack, but the family she desperately tried to save is closer to collapse than ever before. And now, after Joaquin made one shocking phone call in the final moments of the episode, one question is bigger than every other mystery. Will Mariano kill Rob-Will? Let's break down everything that happened and why the finale could completely change the future of Petal Ranch. Beulah's near-death experience forces her to confront the biggest problem she's been avoiding for years, her two sons. The moment she wakes up in the hospital, she immediately asks to see both Joaquin and Rob-Will. She doesn't ask about the ranch. She doesn't ask about business. She simply wants peace between the brothers before it's too late. Unfortunately, that conversation goes exactly as you'd expect. Beulah pleads with Joaquin to accept Rob-Will as the new successor of Petal Ranch, but Joaquin refuses without hesitation. From his perspective, this isn't simply about inheritance anymore. It's betrayal. Beulah had already promised him control of the ranch during the 190th anniversary celebration. She made him believe he had finally earned her trust. Then, without warning, she gave everything to Rob-Will instead. Even worse, Rob-Will openly admitted that he ordered Chet to murder Joaquin. How could Joaquin ever forgive someone who literally tried to have him killed? No amount of apologies, or even Beulah's wishes, can erase that. Ironically, Beulah seems fully aware that neither son is truly capable of leading the ranch. She practically insults both of them. Rob-Will may be a decent cowboy, but according to Beulah, he'll never be another Rip Wheeler. Joaquin might understand business better, but he lacks Beth's ruthless instincts. In other words, neither one is ready. That's why Beulah tells them to stop fighting and simply let Rip and Beth handle the ranch's future. But here's the problem. Rob-Will has never been good at controlling his temper. Eventually, he's going to challenge Rip, and that's probably going to become the biggest mistake of his life. Meanwhile, Joaquin isn't thinking about the ranch anymore. He's thinking about revenge. And revenge often blinds people to the consequences. The biggest mystery surrounding episode 8 is still Beulah's decision. Why would she choose Rob-Will after everything he's done? Almost everyone asks her the same question. Beth asks. McKinney asks. Even viewers are asking. But every answer Beulah gives feels incomplete. She claims Rob-Will deserves the ranch because he's her biological son. That explanation sounds reasonable until you remember what happened earlier in the season. Before Rob-Will threatened Joaquin, Beulah's own speech clearly suggested Joaquin would become her successor. Something changed. And we already know exactly what that was. Rob-Will blackmailed his own mother. He threatened Joaquin's life, leaving Beulah with almost no choice. Instead of risking another murder inside her own family, she gave Rob-Will exactly what he wanted. While family drama dominates most of the episode, Joaquin makes one incredibly dangerous move. He hands Sheriff Wade the gun Rob-Will used to kill Wes Ayers. At first glance, this seems like enough evidence to arrest Rob-Will immediately. Except there's one major problem. There's no body. Without Wes Ayers' body, the murder weapon alone isn't enough to secure an arrest. Sheriff Wade makes that perfectly clear. This leaves Joaquin frustrated once again. He knows Rob-Will is guilty. Wade knows Rob-Will is probably guilty. But proving it is an entirely different story. And that's where Rip Wheeler becomes important. Rip secretly moved Wes' body long before anyone else could find it. Only Rip truly knows where the evidence disappeared. That secret now connects Rip, Joaquin, and Rob-Will in ways none of them can safely escape. If Wade continues digging into the case, every single one of them could become part of the investigation. Even worse. This operation may have indirectly caused the devastating foot-and-mouth disease outbreak that destroyed Rip and Beth's herd. If that's true, then the Jackson family's biggest secret didn't just make them rich. It ruined countless innocent ranchers. And behind this entire operation appears to be one man. Mariano Reyes. Joaquin's biological father. The man who knows every dark secret Beulah has spent years trying to bury. Which brings us to the episode's final scene. After every legal option fails. After the gun changes nothing. After Beulah refuses to remove Rob-Will. Joaquin reaches into his glove compartment, pulls out a hidden burner phone, and makes the one call he's avoided for years. He calls Mariano. His words are simple. "I need your help." That single sentence changes everything. Now the question becomes: what kind of help is Joaquin asking for? The trailers already show heavily armed men moving toward Dutton Ranch. Rip is firing his weapon. Beth is grabbing rifles. McKinney prepares for battle. Someone is coming. But who are they actually targeting? At first, it looks like Rip and Beth. However, another possibility makes even more sense. Mariano doesn't necessarily need Rip dead. He needs control. And Rob-Will stands directly in his way. If Rob-Will dies, Joaquin becomes the obvious heir to Petal Ranch. That gives Mariano unprecedented influence over both Joaquin and the family business. It would also eliminate the one person unstable enough to destroy the smuggling operation through reckless decisions. From Mariano's perspective, Rob-Will may have become more dangerous alive than dead. That makes him expendable. Could Mariano send his men to eliminate Rob-Will while making it look like someone else pulled the trigger? Absolutely. In fact, it might be the cleanest solution available. It removes Beulah's biggest problem. It gives Joaquin the throne. Joaquin wants revenge. Rob-Will believes he's finally won. Rip and Beth are preparing to expose the cattle smuggling operation. And Mariano appears ready to step out of the shadows for the first time. If all of those storylines collide in episode 9, someone probably isn't making it out alive. Personally, I think Rob-Will is now the character in the greatest danger. His enemies are multiplying faster than he realizes, and Mariano has every reason to remove him permanently. But that's just my theory. Do you think Mariano will actually kill Rob-Will? Or do you believe someone else will strike first? Let me know your predictions in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications because we'll be covering every twist and shocking reveal from the Dutton Ranch finale as soon as it drops. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next.